that was a good one. What's up, everybody? Celtic Scarecrow back for another video to get those 10s and 20 views. And you've seen the title already. You clicked it. But we are going to try to capitalize off the success of WWE's Summer Survivor Series that just happened and AEW's Full Gear, which also just happened, by making fictional trades between the two companies to better help the companies. Pretty much what's going to happen is I'm going to say these are the people being traded by AEW and what I think they could accomplish in WWE. And then it's like, all right, cool. So then vice versa. This is my first time doing it, so I have no idea, but let's just get to it. Here's the background. Yeah, I couldn't find Smoke the Match WWE side. Let's just dive right in, and this first trade is a multi-person trade, and the first person I mentioned is kind of the reason why I thought of this idea in the first place, and that being Andrade. Came to AEW with so much hype, they thought he was going to have great matches, and they all looked really lackluster. I think going back to the WWE might be the best thing for him. Maybe Triple H knows how to use him. He gets to go back to be with his wife, Charlotte. And he should have good matches with people like AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and The Miz to help get him back on the track before maybe putting him in a big title push. Next man joining him in WWE will be Roosh. I don't think AEW would want Roosh gone because they seem to have good plans for him, because Roosh kind of has it all. Size, look, in-ring ability. He just screams future world champion. He will fit perfectly into Vince's mold, especially with the bull and the horns, because that would make a great toy. That would be it. And the last man joining them is Roosh's real world brother, Dragon Lee. I gotta admit, I don't know much about Dragon Lee, and like green screen's acting funny. I don't know much about Dragon Lee, so I can't really say anything about that. If you see, I'm going to try to fix that right now. Much better, much better. Like I said, I don't know much about Dragon Lee because just haven't seen much from him. In the photos I have seen, he was a former ROH champion and a former New Japan light heavyweight champion. Maybe he could finally be that replacement to Rey Mysterio as the masked wrestler. And the way Dominic Mysterio is kind of acting, they could potentially have that long feud similar to Eddie and Rey. But who is WWE sending over to AEW for these three men? Well, it is no other than The New Day. Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods. Now, as a trio, they would fit perfectly in with AEW color scheme. Their color scheme is pretty much AEW's logo. They're very bright, colorful characters. But as a trio, there's the trios titles, there's the tag titles. AEW loves multi-man group. Anyone else really would not mind seeing the New Day versus Death Triangle, the House of Black, or maybe they can finally rebuild their online feud that they had between the Elite, where they only completed into a Street Fighter little thing against each other. No, actual matches against them. But then when you break the New Day down on individual levels, Kofi is that established veteran who may not need to go for the title, but can put on great matches, help teach the young wrestlers, especially someone like Top Flight, I think they are. I can't remember their names on a brain fart. Help them get over. Big E is kind of in the same position as Roosh. The man just screams world champion. He's entertaining in the ring. He's entertaining on the mic. His mannerisms just draw you in. And then you add the fact that he's just a massive guy. It all works well. He's one of those people you would love to watch him just fight someone like Luchasaurus or Wardlow. And Xavier Wood is actually, in my opinion, the most underrated guy WWE has. Solid in-ring performer. Great on the mic. He could arguably be one of those guys that just somehow takes the championship away from Roman Reigns, and no one be shocked because he just got red hot at the right time. Move him to AEW. Who knows? He could, just because of the fact that he is talented in the ring, he could have very entertaining matches and have a great feud with someone like MJF where they could easily go back and forth with each other. And the last tiny part, this is that point 5 I was talking about, is Tyler Breeze. I'm not sure if he's actually signed with WWE. So if not, then AEW just sign him because he would be very entertaining as that lower mid-card TNT title range character, regardless of what it is. Him against Orange Cassidy, where he doesn't understand wrestling. Orange Cassidy doesn't care. Danhausen. He could also easily have a bunch of good matches with Ricky Starks and funny promos with that. Also with Tyler Breeze, he is close friends with Xavier Woods, and they could actually start doing, I know it's up, up, down, down. It's owned by WWE, but make their another own gaming channel because AEW allows you a little more freedom to do that. I think that's a fair first trade. I'm saving the slightly broken trade for dead last. The next 3 trades are just heads up, 1 for 1. As we started with AEW last time, we'll start with who WWE is trading. And this time it is Sheamus. I like Sheamus. I always like Sheamus. Big, strong, burly. Just one of those physical guys that you just look at going, yeah, he could kick the living crap out of me if he wanted to. AEW does not have enough of these guys. Yes, you have Wardlow. You have Luchasaurus, who I think is being underutilized. And kind of Brian Cage. I think Sheamus, with his, not one of those guys, with his experience and the lighter schedule of AEW, could have a resurgence and could be that top upper ranked guy. You can also move him to ROH, where he could be the ROH champion and help show everyone that they're bringing into ROH. Here's the standard. Me and Claudio know what the standard is because we were in WWE and I was a world champion. Claudio and I were tag team champions. We could show you how to get here. And in return, WWE is getting from AEW, this time it's more ROH, Vincent. And kind of Butch. That's kind of one of those points. Vincent is a great technical wrestler. And, bonus, he was the leader of his own weird, creepy cult, so you can easily make him Bray Wyatt's right-hand man that could turn, the kind can eventually turn him and try to take over the group if Bray ever wants to go face or whatnot. just these two guys just scream spooky cult Bray Wyatt's minions. Let's see. Next up, we're not leaving the women out and being traded from AEW. Someone they definitely would not want to get traded. Jade Cargill. I like Jade, but she looks a little rough around the edges. You can tell she hasn't had that many matches. Her matches normally don't go that long. I think the WWE structure, the training center, the years of experience that they have building superstars could really push Jade to that next level. Also, great matches between Jade and Bianca Belair, Jade and Charlotte, Ronda Rousey. These can really help push her to the next level. But in return, AEW is getting a gem that I think WWE has not used properly in years, and that is Bayley. Whether heel or face, she just gets over. That whole year where she wasn't on WrestleMania was still the best thing about WrestleMania. She would add a legitimacy to this AEW women's roster and could have great matches against Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, Ruby Riott. Rio would be a funny little matchup. And last of the single head-to-head would be from WWE, Ricochet. I like Ricochet. I remember back when he had those matches with Will Ospreay that I thought these two guys in the next 5-10 years will take over. And I was half right, because Will Ospreay is now being argued one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he wrestles almost an identical style to Ricochet. The only difference is he went to New Japan, he went WWE. I think getting Ricochet out of WWE, allowing him to do more of his crazy flippy moves, will help resurge his career. And I would love to see him in matches against Nick Jackson, either of the Lucha Brothers, Ray Phoenix and Pentagon, especially Ray Phoenix. And then the benefit of being in AEW is he could go to New Japan and face Will Ospreay and those type of wrestlers again. This one slightly hurts me as an AEW fan to send to WWE, but I think he's the guy who would thrive the most. Out of all these trades, this would be the big, kind of unbalanced one going towards WWE, and that is Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm not sure how old Powerhouse Hobbs is. I'm going to look that up right now. House Hobbs. He's 31, so he's 3 years younger than Ricochet. He's big. He's physical. He has great facials. He's a guy you can push as a great single star. He's shown work as the good backup to the smaller guy when he was Ricky Starks. Not one of those guys that would have great matches against anybody and would really benefit from more the WWE structure than AEW. Yeah, this next one is slightly heavy benefiting AEW. I do think WWE does make out very well. It's from WWE to AEW. It is Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. The argument is this: one, they're a couple. The lighter workload will help them with their growing family. If I think they have one kid, they might be trying for more. Who knows? You do you. But the lighter schedule will definitely help them with the childbearing. Becky Lynch, much like Bayley, would definitely greatly improve this AEW women's roster. She's kind of had both of them have done it all. They've won almost everything. There's nothing left for them in WWE to accomplish. There is that brass ring that they need to reach. And that is probably why their characters make no sense anymore. With Seth Rollins, he has history on the indie scenes. He has history with Jon Moxley. I think Daniel Bryan. I'm not 100% sure. But he's one of those guys where you can move him to AEW. He could wrestle MJF, Jungle Boy, and just help show them, here's where you're at. You fought Moxley, who was a former WWE World Champion. Here's where I'm at, that not this death match style. And another upside to Rollins going is he is a former, or I think he's a former ROH champion when he wrestled under the name of PJ Black. But he can also go to New Japan. AEW would let him do that. And I would not mind seeing Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay. Seth Rollins versus Okada. Naito. I don't see anything left for them in WWE. Going back is Akari Shida. I do think she does match styles-wise with Becky Lynch. I do think her look, her styles, more fits WWE than AEW. More women to wrestle. WWE has a little more understanding of what they're doing with their women wrestler. She looks kind of like an action figure when you see her. The colors, the physique. And the counterbalance to Seth Rollins is Dalton Castle and the boys. Not the same level of success or talent. And two different styles. Dalton Castle is big, strong, technical. Seth is more fast, technical. Dalton Castle is a phenomenal wrestler. He's strong. His whole gimmick, persona, the way he talked would really get over in the WWE. Maybe not replace Seth Rollins, but WWE has people already there to replace Seth Rollins. Austin Theory. So I think bringing in Dalton Castle and bringing back the boys with that whole gimmick persona would be great for WWE. It can be a kid friendly. It's bright. It's colorful. I think, yeah, it's slightly heavy side towards AEW on that one. But as a whole, it's kind of we took advantage of you here, but in this trade we kind of these two. But that's it. That's what I have. What do you think of the people who got traded? Tell me in the comment section of how bad I am at this. Or dream matches you would like to see if these things were to come to pass. That's it. I'll see you weird people later.